Hello, all. Hey, today is April 22nd, a Friday of 2022. Um, about, 3 weeks ago, I dove down into this old rabbit hole that I haven't been really interested in or anything for the past 40 years. And anyway, it is kind of a random thing. I came across this. A whole thing that I've vaguely known about for really the past 20 years of psychedelic research, primarily at like John Hopkins and stuff like that. So I don't know what prompted this, but I dove down the rabbit hole for the past couple of weeks and listening to videos and on YouTube and stuff like that. And it really went, oh my gosh, I had no idea really of the renewed interest. So in a way, I'm kind of coming out of the closet here. Back in the mid 70s to early 80s, during my teenage to early 20s, I was in that rabbit hole. Did quite a few psychedelics at significant doses, mainly LSD and then mushrooms and stuff like that. And had some very interesting experiences. I should say, subsequently, for almost 40 years, I was in the mental health field. And it's crazy that I went from the psychedelic side to the public mental health side. Now, I want to make this perfectly clear. I am not a psychedelic enthusiast. Throughout my career in mental health, I ran into numerous cases where people had just done too much LSD, all kinds of designer stuff and things like that. And there are some very tragic cases. I certainly evaluated people in the ER who had done too much LSD or mushrooms and things like that, and somehow the police hauled them in and stuff. I've also seen numerous cases where psychedelics resulted in a person's perhaps first break into schizophrenia, exacerbating perhaps their bipolar or manic depression conditions. And things like that. It's like with a lot of things, it's a two-edged sword. So I want to be very clear. I am not endorsing the use of psychedelics in a recreational sense or exploratory sense. That you know, and I'm not offering any guidance or anything like that. So. I did this blog post, and we'll put it up here shortly. But I think it's very interesting now in retrospect that a lot of things back in the day, in the 70s and stuff, we're sort of seeing perhaps a second convergence of interest. But I think that, like in most things, you have a couple cycles and then things take off. I don't know that we're taking off onto a whole nother psychedelic trip, society wise, that we saw back in the 60s and 70s. But I'm kind of wondering now if we are now using this as a way to open the door to consciousness that is beyond our usual everyday ego contained, body contained experiences. And I think it's, to me, retrospectively, certainly it opened me up to experiencing things, recognizing things that were beyond the usual ego. And I'm kind of sitting here wondering, well, I wonder if we are at a point in our society, our culture, and what's happening on the planet where it's going to be useful for us to get beyond our own individual egos, our own individual cultures, and learn how to live with others, live within the means of our planet and stuff like that. So that interests me. And I think in the past 40 years, I think there are other avenues besides psychedelics that can open us up to the reality beyond our individual egos. And that is, I think, somewhat based on the sages and the mysticism and some of the deep interpretations or symbolisms of religions, various different religions and stuff like that. So I'm just going to put this out there. I think this is my intention is this will be a kind of an introductory basis of where I'm coming from when I want to do this series on conscious entanglement, which is in a sense is based from my experiences over 40 years ago. And certainly prayer, meditation, hypnosis, things like that, I think are a much more reliable, safer, less dramatic way than doing hallucinogens or psychedelics. So here you go. Enjoy. Geez, I guess I hope this is not intended just to be me, but as a way to, hey, we need to get together and maybe look at how we work together. I think the very interesting thing to me is us learning to work together, learning to perhaps meditate or do prayer in groups as a way to learn to live more peacefully on the planet, learn to live more within the means of our planet, learn how to work with new technology and things like that so that we can respect and honor individuality or sovereignty, but also yet respect and appreciate the diversity on our planet amongst people, amongst other little beings such as our dogs, cats, the honeybees in our gardens and stuff like that. I think if we can gain a better appreciation of the diversity on our planet, we're going to do much better than the polarization that we're experiencing now. So I guess my main thing I would remind people to do is stay calm, find that eye of the hurricane and just abide there and maybe watch the circus happen. You know, we can enjoy the circus without being pulled into the drama and the trauma. All right. Thanks.